Well, unfortunately, this is a total mess, really. This Charity Commission report has blamed both sides. Both Harry and the former trustees who quit from his Sentebale charity, and also the chairman, Dr. Sophie Chakunda. And it criticises both of them mainly for washing their dirty linen in public. And I think that's a valid criticism, but it's not really solved the problem. Harry, it's a bit of a pattern developing with Harry, really. If the going gets tough, he tends to sort of walk away. I mean, we saw that with Mexit, with his original decision to leave the country and depart from the royal family and go to California with Meghan. And now he's doing it with a charity which theoretically was very close to his heart. It was founded in 2006 to commemorate the memory of Princess Diana, his mother, in conjunction with Prince Siso of Lesotho, who also lost his mother. And the actual name Sentebale means "forget me not," and so it was supposed to be in memory of their mothers and helping orphans in Africa. Now, the origins of this row were that Dr. Sophie wanted the charity to be more based in Africa and the fundraising to be more based in Africa and more local. And she didn't think that raising money at things like polo matches with Harry playing polo in glamorous locations was a good idea, and that seems to be the origin of it. But what I just don't understand is why Harry wasn't able to talk to her more, discuss this, try and deal with the situation, listen to her concerns, and deal with it. Instead of which, he seems to have had a very hands-off approach. I think he has to share a lot of the blame for not really being hands-on enough with this charity. And although he's very hands-on with the Invictus Games, and that is quite a success, I think he's taken his eye off the ball with Sentebale, and now he's walked away from it completely, which is very sad. Yeah, it's almost a childish reaction. He's just sort of flounced off, really, and sort of thrown his toys out the pram because he hasn't got his way. So this is part of the problem, that both with him and Meghan, nothing is ever their fault. It doesn't matter what it is, whether it's with Netflix or Spotify, the failure of some of their programs, or with the charities. It is never their fault. They never accept any blame, and they always try and blame others. And I think this is it's quite a mess, this, and it's quite a pattern that's developing with him, and it's quite sad to see. I don't think he's the brightest knife in the drawer. He's not terribly cerebral, to use that word, and sometimes he just hasn't got the tools in his armory to sort of deal with these situations and actually talk to people and engage with them. And so he tends to just flounce off and in a bit of a huff, and that's not benefiting anyone, and it's certainly not benefiting the charities. I mean, he says he's now going to get involved with other charities or do some other work in a different way. But again, unless he spends more time in Africa and is actually a bit more sort of nose to the grindstone, I can't see how he's going to do any more of that. So he really needs to roll up his sleeves and get more involved. I mean, you can't imagine, for example, Princess Anne, who's been involved with the Save the Children Fund for, I don't know, 30, 40 years. You can't imagine her not attending meetings, not getting down to the nitty gritty of how the charity works and not knowing what the problems are. But with Harry, he just seems to try and sort of dip in and out, do the occasional photo call, and that's not really enough. He's clearly upset. He's clearly upset her in some other way, or to some extent. I don't. She doesn't strike me as the sort of person who would just make this up. And I'm sure that she's got the best interests of the charity at heart, and she's on the ground there, and she's trying to do her best. So you'd have to be quite brave or foolish to sort of suddenly criticise a member of the royal family or ex-member of the royal family, a royal, whatever you want to call him, and accuse him of all sorts of things if you didn't have a good reason to do so. It's something you wouldn't particularly, not a road you would want to go down. So I tend to believe that that he has upset her, and he has done some things that she should rightly criticise. So as I say, it's a total mess. It doesn't really sort of get to the heart of this, the Charity Commission report. It just really says there's blame on both sides, and I suppose in that sense it's trying to bang their heads together and get them talking again. But if Harry's just going to leave and say he's having nothing to do with the charity anymore, then it's all a bit late.